Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 151. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Mondays with Mello, and today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for quite some time. And what it is sacrifices lead to success. Now, I know you guys are thinking in your head, well, this topic fits more on Wednesday motivation and inspiration, but it's something that I really feel is important to me, and I wanted to talk about it. But before I jump into this, sacrifice comes before success, even in the dictionary. I didn't create that quote, so don't quote me on it. It's something that I did come across, doing my internet searches, things like that. Now the podcast topic pretty much explains itself, that sacrifices lead to success. The only thing is, it's hard to do. And I'm going to really explain why. And it's the fact that you have to be disciplined in all aspects of, working to achieve something that's bigger than you. And while today's podcast, it's important to share and for me to give, my thoughts, here's a disclaimer to this. Success is defined by what you think it is. It doesn't have to be monetary. And I say this because we have lived our lives being given so much information that success is defined by how much money you have and what kind of house you have or houses you have, and whether you live off of the coast of a beach and how many cars you drive and things of that nature. So it's like, it's easy to look at, let's just say, Cristiano Ronaldo, who's one of the biggest soccer stars in the world and of this generation. And yeah, he has beautiful homes and it's nice, and he has all of these amazing cars that he collects. And I read an article that all he's got a net worth of $24 million worth of cars, which probably means he has about 15 to 20 cars, give or take. And that's wonderful and that's great for him. But the reality for him is that his family is more important to him than all of the possessions that he has. And that's a wonderful thing and that's beautiful. And he's always been a humble guy, and he does work his butt off, I will say that, on his craft and things like that. Same thing with a guy like LeBron James. He has, homes, around the US, probably has homes in Europe, things of that nature, and he has all these nice cars. But him being a father and him being a husband is more important than all of the possessions that he has and all of the homes that he owns. So I think that is what I really wanted to get at, because for me, I'm successful in a lot of ways because I'm always working towards something. And I know like the money aspect of all of the work that I do will come down the road. So I don't always focus on that. And I think one thing that I'm thankful for with this podcast is I don't care to make money off of ads. I'd rather you guys sit through a podcast for however long it is, whether it's 10 to 15 minutes on average, and be able to just listen to what content I want to discuss for the day or whatever the case is. Because the reality of it is I don't like listening to podcasts and I don't like watching TV and seeing all these ads and commercials. I can't even watch a YouTube video in its entirety without some sort of ads or commercials, trying to get my attention. I can't even sit on Twitter and scroll within, scroll and look through people's content and not be inundated with ads and things like that, and for sneakers or shoes or whatever the case is. So for me, that's just important. I don't need ads and all that stuff. But anyway, back to the subject. Now, when you want to go out and hang out with your friends, let's say, think about the work you could be doing. And like when you want to binge watch TV shows, think about how much you could be accomplishing. Now, if anything else, multitasking and getting your work done, that's the name of the game these days. And I'll admit, I watch my sports, I watch my TV shows, I do all that stuff. But for me, I always want to make sure that I am sacrificing a good amount of my time to do the work that I need to do. So recording these podcasts are important to me. And right now I'm recording it at a time where I haven't done anything really but look at social media for what, maybe an hour in total today. But I know that I have to do the work. And then after that, I can relax and chill a little bit. And I'm not saying be in work mode all the time, but you got to sacrifice certain things in order to, achieve the success. Now, the success may come now, the success may come tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Who knows? But I just need you guys to understand that I sacrifice a lot of things and a lot of my time to get things done. There are weeks I may watch TV maybe 3 out of the 7 days out of a whole week. And that's surprising to like my mom sometimes when I'm like, yeah, I didn't watch TV last night. And she's like, what? But I'm like, sometimes I just want alone time. I just need to process things. I need to get my mind right. I need to focus on certain things. So, I don't need to watch TV all the time. Sometimes I watch TV for an hour, like one day, and then won't watch TV for 3 days. It just depends. And that comes with the sacrifices that I'm making in writing and creating stories and thinking about what's next for content I'm posting on social media, or what thoughts I kind of just want to share that's going on in my mind. So I've spoken about all of this stuff, in my blogs and previous podcasts and things like that. And if you're listening for the first time, I'll admit I've skipped a few family get-togethers, a few events, hanging out with friends, all to get things done. And what I always ask you guys is, what are you willing to sacrifice to achieve the success that you want? And what are you giving up to achieve the greatness that you want in your future? And how much are you willing to sacrifice to get to the end results of what you want in life? Because none of it is easy. None of this has been easy for me. I mean, as I'm speaking, I've published 40 books. Am I where I want to be yet? No. Have I really sat down and immersed myself and thought of all the things that I've accomplished? No, not in its entirety. I sit from time to time and go, yeah, you did a lot. But for me, it's always what's next. And, I don't want you guys to get caught up in thinking like, I got to do it the way Mel does it. No, you don't. I have a different motor in my head. So it's harder for me to slow down and stop and, not do anything. I can't be still. So I don't know how that's going to work out, in the near future. But for now, I'm kind of just immersed in the work and the grind. And, this is experiences, that I've, dealt with and been through. It's not necessarily me just regurgitating what other people have said, as far as motivational speakers or business people or whatever the case is. A lot of people are going to say you have to sacrifice things in order to be successful. And I'm going to come out and say it as the little man in a big ocean of influencers, entrepreneurs, motivational speakers. It's the truth. I'm the little man. I'm the small fish in an ocean full of sharks, basically, to really put it in a nutshell. So I want you guys to know that, when you're willing to do certain things to get to where you want to be, you're going to really be successful in life. And have I taken days off from my full-time job to focus on and work on certain projects that I'm working on the side? Yes, I have. It's called mental health days. It's called sacrificing, the day job, getting paid for the day, and going and doing the work that you really want to do for yourself. So yes, you guys do need to do that from time to time. Do you guys need to take a vacation and go somewhere? No, not necessarily. You can take that vacation and really chill at home and relax and get your mind right, and also work on something that you love and what you're passionate about. You see? So don't feel obligated to do what everyone else is doing in the world, but feel obligated to do what you love and what you're passionate about. And with that said, that is my podcast for today. I thank you guys for listening. As always, I appreciate you guys every single week listening to my podcast. if you guys want to share my podcast on your social media platforms, please just do it. Go for it. Knock yourself out. Anyway, have a good week, everyone. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.